Welcome back, guys. Episode 2 of Brainstorm Buddies. I have Melissa Del back with me, my co-host. Melissa, you want to tell people who are here for the first time a little bit about you?
Oh, hello everyone who's here for the first time. So I'm Melissa. I am a senior game designer at Wizards of the Coast. I work on tabletop Magic, mostly Commander. Before that, I worked on competitive formats like Standard and Limited. And yeah, that's me.
And if you guys are on my channel, then you already know who I am. So this podcast is a charity podcast. All of your ad revenue and donations go straight to a different charity of the community's choice every single month. This is our first month for the podcast, so we went ahead and picked a cause of our own, and we picked the National Abortion Federation. It has been a pretty popular charity throughout the Magic community, and we thought we would do our part. So make sure you guys share this with any of your friends, tweet about it, anything like that, because all of that ad revenue, again, goes to a wonderful cause.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great cause, and thanks for your support, everyone.
For today's topic, we're actually going to be talking a lot about Magic 30. This is the new hottest event in Magic right now, and there is a lot going on with it. A ton of people, a ton of events. And Melissa, tell us a little bit about what your thoughts are for Magic 30 so far. Just the initial broad strokes.
All right, I'm really excited about it because Magic has been my life for a very long time. I don't know, since the 90s. That's practically a lifetime. So just the thought of having a big celebration of Magic over 30 years means a lot to me, so I'm really excited to go. And yeah, conventions are fun. I love going to, I used to enjoy going to Magic Fest and Magic GPs before COVID. I also love going to Gen Con and gaming conventions in general, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the thing that I think is cool about this being the official place to be, Magic 30, hosted by Wizards, celebrating 30 years of Magic, means even though it's not everyone's cup of tea, I feel like everyone's going to be there. So even every time I go to a Grand Prix or a tournament or Comic-Con, Magic section, I get to see people I know and miss, but only a smattering of them, not everybody sort of focused in one place. And over the years, I've made so many wonderful friends, and I'm looking forward to getting to see them all.
Yeah, I feel like there's something for every type of Magic player at this event. Like at Gen Con, I kind of get the feeling that it's for more of a casual player because the events are of lower value. And Magic Fests are more for the competitive player because you have the big event that feeds into the Pro Tour. But this just has a bit of everything. They have a lot of competitive events and Commander and casual events of all different prize payouts and that kind of thing. So no matter what kind of Magic player you are, I think there's something for everybody.
I think that's definitely true. Let's go ahead and just start from the top. This event was not announced all that long ago. I would have expected for an event of this size that we would have known that this might have been coming for even up to a year, but it only happened a month or so, 2 months before ticket sales.
Yeah, good point. We are still in the middle of a pandemic, right? So it's kind of hard to plan that far ahead. You know what I mean? It's we can announce it oh, hey, in October there's going to be Magic 30, and then what if something happened with the pandemic and things were shut down again? That would be like a really bad case.
I 100% agree. That makes a ton of sense. And honestly, 30 isn't going to happen next year. So the idea of we can't plan it and announce it a year in advance because we don't know where the pandemic will be. So it's kind of Magic 30 is on the horizon and almost like a checkup every month being do you guys think it's safe? Do you think it's safe? Oh, we think it's safe? Okay, let's do it. Let's announce it. That's a good point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll give you a little spoiler. I do work at Wizards, so I did know that there was going to be a Magic 30 before the public did. But I understand where they're coming from not announcing it until pretty late because, if something did happen and they had to cancel because, imagine cases get worse and we have some other lockdown or something, they would have regretted announcing it.
That makes
I'll just leave it at that.
A ton of sense. Now, you said you knew in advance. Did you know as far in advance as you think you might have if it was announced before COVID? Do you think that it was still a little delayed on your end as well?
Well, let's go back to before COVID and when did we know about Magic Fest, right? I feel like we had the schedule for a year. Do you agree with that? We had it at least for 6 months. But the cities were announced and the dates were announced like a very long time in advance.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then this is such a big event that I almost think that we would have had more than normal would have been my guess. But yeah, the whole COVID thing just messes everything up. The next thing we want to touch on, guys, is if you're hearing about Magic 30 for the first time, we're going to touch a little bit on ticket sales because most of them are sold out. Luckily, Melissa and I already have our tickets. I don't actually know what ticket you got yet, but if you guys haven't purchased them yet, I would definitely recommend doing it like actual now. Pause this video and go get your tickets for Magic 30 if you're intending to go, because all of the VIP, Pearl, Sapphire, and the Mega VIP all gone. And I heard they were running out of 3-day passes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the cap is or anything, but like I imagine there is going to be some sort of cap because like, well, 2 reasons. One, we are still in the middle of a pandemic, so they don't want to just like fill the hall with as many people as possible. And 2, you know, there are safety guidelines for like fires and stuff. You know, a place can only have so many people. So there has to be some kind of cap, right?
Yeah, and also this isn't the regular convention in Vegas. This is a separate one. I think it's a lot smaller, which is interesting. So it feels to me like it maybe was planned a little bit more like we don't know if COVID's going to be okay. So left a little bit more to the last minute, meaning that maybe the original Magic Hall that we always use is just not available. And this is the alternative, which I'm glad they're doing.
Yeah, me too. And that's a good point. I don't know. I don't have anything to do with any of the planning. Like basically like, you know, I am but a mere Magic card designer. I don't know anything about these Magic events, you know? So, you know, they just told me. You know,
so here's
like,
the question.
Here's what we're doing.
What ticket did you get?
I have the 3-day pass, the Sapphire, just the basic Sapphire pass.
Okay. I have the Pearl VIP pass. I was lucky enough to have somebody else that was able to get an extra pass and get it for me ahead of time. The crappy thing is that it had that weird locking system when you logged in. It said you have 10 minutes to complete your order, which to me means that like when you go to Ticketmaster, it means that it will not sell those tickets until your 10 minutes have passed. By the time I got the VIP Pearl pass in my thing and went to check out, it errored out and was sold out. So the system didn't seem to work as normal. But if you guys haven't got your passes and you're thinking about doing the 3-day pass like Melissa, my little bit of EV recommendation for you is to buy 3 1-day passes instead. And I'll tell you why. You spend $20 extra and you lose out on a playmat, but you get 3x the promos, 3x the packs, and 3x the collector boosters, which in my opinion is worth the extra $20.
That's a good tip. Yeah. Interesting.
Definitely recommended. I think the value is way better. I think those promos, you could sell half your promos, still come out with more promos, be able to sell the promos, buy the playmat, call it a day. So definitely my recommendation for you guys. All right, so we've gone over the tickets. The next thing I wanted to ask you, what is the event you're looking forward to the most?
All right, well, one that I'm excited to play is the 2HG events, Two-Headed Giant, because, hey, I'm here to be with friends, you know? I am not here to, like, work or be competitive. I'm mostly just here to have fun. So I'm hoping that we can play an event together of Two-Headed Giant. What do you think?
If we're going to 2HG together, we should make a Brainstorm Buddies promo card or something. I could totally whip something up.
All right, yeah. I'm going to just leave that up to you because I have no idea. But that sounds awesome.
It's just literally officially decided. Come find us at Magic 30 for a Brainstorm Buddy promo. Okay, so you said a 2HG. There's a lot of Dominaria. There is a 2HG that I'm signed up for 2. There is just the straight new Dominaria, and then there's the mix, half old, half new Dominaria.
Oh, nice.
Which one do you think you like the most?
Probably the mix because it's like a more... It's a thing that I don't get a chance to do very often. You know, like I can play DMU sealed all the time. I can just, you know, play on Arena or play at work, you know. But like the mix and match DMU, like and Dominaria, like that is like a more like novel event that you can't really do every day. So that one sounds a lot cooler to me.
Yeah, I'm actually really bummed. There are a ton of these novel events that I would love to take part in. But the structuring of them is very, very specific, and they all sold out. But there's literally throwback drafts for dozens of old formats that I would love to play, that either I would like to go back down memory lane or experience them for the first time. If there were one of these throwback drafts that you were going to play in, which one would you want to do the most?
All right, you're going to laugh, okay? But the one that I want to play in the most is Mercadian Masks, okay? So...
It's probably $1 billion too. Some of these throwback drafts were like $200, $150. That was not super uncommon.
Yeah, so this set came out in like, I think the year 2000. And this was during a time when I just started getting into draft. Actually, my first sanctioned limited event was the Prophecy pre-release. Before that, so what I used to do, like as a younger Magic player was I would go to the Saturday Standard tournament every week. And then when that was over, we would just do a draft of the most recent set. So that's how I got into drafting initially. So the first set that I ever drafted was Urza Saga, 3-block Urza Saga, Saga Legacy Destiny. I only did it a couple times. I was really bad at it. Like, I was a brand new drafter. I had no idea what I was doing. And then when the next set came out, Mercadian Mass, I was like, oh, I really like drafting actually, so I want to get into this more. So I took it a little bit more seriously and wanted to learn how to draft and play better. So that was when I really started getting into drafting. So drafted every week, Mercadian Mass, and then the next set was Mercadian Mass Nemesis. That was the name of the next set. And then Prophecy. And then finally I was like, all right, time to go to my first pre-release.
I didn't start drafting or playing Limited until much, much later. But I was definitely playing Magic shortly after you. I think that might have been a little bit after 2000, because I started 2000, 2001. And that was, for me, Torment, Judgment, that area, which I think is the block after.
Yeah, so, that was 2002. 2001 was Invasion, which was another limited format that I drafted a decent amount.
Okay, I think I started around Invasion. It's all starting to jumble together. We're getting old. Absolutely.
This was over 20 years ago.
Yes. I think that is one of the cool things that I wish I could participate more in. They were just a little too expensive for me, but also there was only a very limited number of these and they sold out super fast. So unfortunately, if you're just hearing about these for the first time, you're not likely to get into any of them.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I'm also not in this draft. This was one of the ones I was like, oh, that brings back so many memories. This is something that I want to do, but I'm not going to be playing in this event at Magic 30. Yeah. I'm just going to be sticking to DMU sealed, the 2HG, that kind of thing. I'm also going to do the Halloween sealed, which is a bunch of Innistrad sets or something.
Yep.
Because it's Halloween. Why not? It'll be fun.
It's literally all of them from the original block and the new block, and then just kind of mixing them all together. And I was actually really surprised to see that Avacyn was included in that. So it should be a funky format and very, very fun. I don't know. Yeah. Plus good cards to be opened.
Yeah, I mean, Avacyn Restored is not known for its good limited format, but it's still part of the block, so, might as well include it.
Yeah. The other thing is that, I thought the prices were actually, even though they're very expensive, they're not expensive in comparison to the price of the product. So, you can get a typical sealed if you go to, your pre-release. A lot of times those are now $50+ $60. And this Halloween one that we were talking about was $75. Very reasonably priced for the amount of old product that we're getting. And think about it, these are the original sets that Liliana and Snapcaster are in. So some pretty heavy hitters, and I think that Wizards did a very nice job of making it accessible. Yeah, absolutely. And also, thanks to Pastimes, who's running the Magic events at this show, because, they're the TO officially. So, thanks to them for making these events accessible for everybody. I'm wondering, now that you mentioned Pastimes is doing the event, I'm wondering if part of the reason why content creators haven't really heard anything is because maybe it's not Wizards' place to contact them. Maybe it's Pastimes. And I know they have PAX coming up this weekend or the weekend after. And they have a ton of events between now and then. So maybe we'll see some more things or some more people being headliners for the event as Pastimes gets a little closer to that event. And again, PAX West is a huge event for them. So it makes sense to me that they would be worrying about that first and then moving on. So maybe some more cool news to be had. Yeah, unfortunately, I have no idea. So I am, not somebody who can speak to this. First, I have no idea.
And second, if I did, I probably can't talk about it.
There was no way that I would ever expect a R&D set designer to have any idea about what's going on with content creators. No, definitely
not.
In the same.
The only way that I would know is if I were friends with or hung out with people who work on that side of things. Not a content creator.
Yeah.
I'm talking about somebody inside Wizards who works with content creators.
So one of the things that I'm doing for Magic 30 is I think it's really important to fly in the day before and the day after, as opposed to the day ofs, which I usually do for Grand Prix, because there's going to be a lot of people in town. And the most important thing for me is not the events, but the gathering. It's not the magic, it's the gathering. I plan on doing a bunch of little meet and greets. Me and a group of friends are going to do dinner and a show on Thursday. We're going to do Top Golf on Sunday. So there should be some fun stuff going on.
Oh, awesome. I don't have any plans like that, but that sounds fun. I would love to be involved. I'm also flying in Thursday. I didn't buy my flight yet, which I should probably do. But I will be flying in Thursday and leaving Monday because I agree. I don't want to get there on Friday. You miss half the show.
Yep.
I don't want to get there halfway through day one.
Well, once I get the official times locked in, don't worry, you will be getting an invite to these things, should you wish to do them. The show we're going to go see is Absinthe, which is sort of Cirque du Soleil meets raunchy comedy, which is really funny.
I wonder if I've seen that show. I don't know. I've been to Vegas a few times.
In a little circus tent.
Is it an actual Cirque du Soleil show?
No, it's not an actual Cirque du Soleil show, but they do have people who probably just missed the cut to get into Cirque du Soleil, probably. They're very good, skillful acts covered with humor.
I would be down. Give me the details later.
I will absolutely do that. So that's all that we really have to share about Magic 30. I will say, if you are a little bit bummed that the tickets are sold out and a lot of the events are sold out, another thing that you guys can kind of keep your eye on the horizon for is Magic Summit. MTG Summit is about 2 weeks after Magic 30. It's in Salt Lake City. This is a massive event. The list of content creators, artists, authors is just absolutely insane. They have some people who never come out of the woodwork. They have Finkel, who, I don't know, when was the last time we saw Finkel attend an event?
Before COVID, for sure.
Yeah, there is a massive list of people that you guys will love to see. All right, so let's take a quick look here. We have Brandon Sanderson, which is an author I heard that everybody was really excited about. Reed Duke, LSV, John Finkel, Sheldon, Rachel Weeks. And then we can go into more content creation. We have Cast, Zabricus, Pleasant Kenobi coming over from England, Talia Vess,
cool,
Brian Kibler, Caleb Durwald, he never comes out. I will be there. Mark Hatch, Olivia Gober-Hicks. We've got the guy from Tabletop Jocks, Joe Johnson, Anna Margaret, Ollie Eldrazi, Sam Black, Cedric Phillips. The list goes on and on and on, which is something that Magic 30 really lacks. And we also have artists, Howard Lyon, Steve Argyle, Dan Frazier, Mark Poole. It's just massive. The list, I can't even read them all. It's so big. And this is not an event that's really selling out. They have a VIP pass. You can actually get into the door for free, unlike Magic 30, which is really cool. But they have commander passes. They have an insane VIP pass. They have catering. Everything looks sweet. So yeah, if you are a little bummed about Magic 30 that you maybe can't get in, or maybe Vegas is a little too expensive for you, I would definitely check out MTG Summit for Salt Lake. I think it'll be cheaper, safer COVID-wise. What do you think of it, Melissa?
Yeah, so as a Wizards employee, I'm not allowed to play in competitive events. That's just our play policy. But if I was a player, this event looks actually pretty awesome. There's lots of 5Ks and, there's a pre-release for a Black Lotus or something, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, for somebody who is competitive, I think this is a very appealing event. And if I wasn't at Wizards, I would be looking to go. It looks awesome.
Yeah, they have a 5K for multiple formats. They do have a pre-release, which I think is really sweet, that if you did go, you could probably play in. But also they have on-demand draft events, a massive prize wall. They have a command zone You can actually just
Okay.
go there and slam Commander all weekend long. I think it's going to have sort of the best of all worlds. It's going to have all the content creators.
Right.
It's going to have the artists, the casuals, the competitives. It has it all.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Magic Fest feel, or like what Channel Fireball did back, I guess it was almost a year ago at this point, for the first event post-COVID, you know? You know what I'm talking about, MTG Las Vegas,
Yes.
right?
I
Yeah, so it
cashed
has
that
like
event.
like that kind of vibe. Oh, nice. I didn't even realize it was an event you could cash. I didn't realize it was a competitive event, honestly. I just thought it was like a go hang out and play Magic type thing.
No, it was like a Grand Prix. It was just a little smaller, but it wasn't, I don't think, officially called a Grand Prix. I think it had some other weird name, but let's take a quick peek here. They have, like I said, the smaller passes. You can go in for free. They have the Black Lotus pre-release pass. It's $100 for the main event, which includes playmats, prize tickets guarantee, and a bunch of other stuff. Unlimited Black Lotus is the first place prize. Crazy. They have Commander 1-day and 3-day passes where you guys can battle EDH all day. You get promos and prize tickets for playing. You get a special edition playmat and deck boxes. They also have the whopping mega golden or guild VIP pass, which is an interesting one. You get all the promos. You get free entry into all the 5Ks, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, and the main event sealed. And then it comes with a bunch of crazy things like giveaways, charging, and then it has like a promo area for you guys, including pricing, charging stations, food, a lounge, a bunch of crazy things, arcade games, ping pong, and pool.
It reminds me of a Gen Con or something, like with all the stuff that you said. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm tired from walking around. Let me go in the lounge.
Yeah, creator clash entry, unlimited on-demand vouchers for both constructed and limited. Holy smokes, the value here.
Wow.
Now, this is pricey. This is a $500 ticket for this VIP badge. But when you compare this to the $350 from Magic 30, or the was it $799 for, or $750 for the Mega VIP
Okay.
pass, this comes with infinitely more, which is just
Okay.
kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, the event sounds sweet. So at work we have interns, and their last day was like tomorrow, unfortunately. So goodbye to them. I'll miss them. But like I told one of them, I was like, hey, you should go to this event. It's cool. Look at all this stuff you can do. And he was like, oh my god, that's awesome. I want to go. Because he couldn't go to Magic 30 because of like exams or something. So I was
Okay.
like, oh, check this event out. So he's excited.
I will say that if you guys are interested in checking this one out, they are giving a lot of the content creators a code for you guys to get 5% off all of your tickets. DGen Gaming has one. It's just code DGen. You get 5% off all of those tickets, the Commander passes, the main event, or even the VIP pass. But a lot of your other favorite content creators who are going also have codes. So if you guys would like to, use any of them, feel free. I think the policy, it depends on who you are, I think, but if people use your code, you help them get there, essentially. It's like if you get X number of sales, they will help cover your flight, which is a really unique thing that they're doing with content creators, which I think is absolutely wonderful. The DGen Gaming one, what we have is if we get X number of points, we're going to get an Airbnb for the entire team to kind of stay in, which is neat. So make
Oh,
sure
that's
you guys,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, everybody go to the event, use DGen Gaming as your, I don't know, code or whatever. And yeah, like, that's a really great opportunity for you guys. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
so if I get a free Airbnb for DGen, you want to come?
Kind of.
All right, let's do
I
it.
mean, yes. All right, we'll talk later. Do I want to go? Yes. Can I go? Should I go? Unclear.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, cool. Well, the code is DGen, DEGEN. I'll put it down below in this description. Make sure you guys use it at checkout for 5% off and help my team get a sweet Airbnb to go. But now that we've talked about Magic 30 and Summit, I think that's kind of all the topics we wanted to hit for today. What do you think, Melissa?
All right, yeah, that sounds great. We talked about a lot of stuff. I'm excited. I can't wait for October. How is it only August? Like, let's go. Yeah, I'm excited.
I could not agree more. Thank you guys so very much for watching our second episode of Brainstorm Buddies. Make sure you guys leave a like and a comment so that way you guys could help the algorithm gods and support the National Abortion Fund. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for joining me, Melissa.
Thank you, MTG Nerd Girl, for having me as always.
All right. Thank you guys again. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.